Hey everybody, how's it going? It is I, the true Farty King. And you know why I am the true Farty King? Because I've been playing a lot of fiber format lately. I am actually in the top 10 players in terms of rankings for fiber format. Here with my smelly doggies. They love to fart too sometimes. I mean, not that much. We give them good food, but you know. Sometimes they make us stinky. And there's the moon. But I'm just here to talk about the list that I once again got 4th place in. Cannot break the top 4 curse. Guaranteed. When I'm going to be going to RBET Berlin, I'm probably going to get cursed and lose out in top 4 again, because that just always seems to be happening. Not even with RBETs, just like regular crow format, freaking second time with fiber format. No, it's just always happening. But yeah, no, it's a little late because actually they're doing the next fiber format tournament already. They're already doing the next one, but I'm off to Berlin for like a week doing a little trip with my fam. So can't do that this month, but I'm sure I'll be back next time. But I'm here to showcase my deck list. Look at it. Isn't it kind of cool? Isn't it like everything that I was terrified about in my previous video? Everything I was like, please don't play this, I'm playing it. Because Gravity Bind is at 3, Judgment is at 3, Torrential is at 3. So yeah, we're playing all those cards. We're playing Jowgen in the main at 2 with one last turn main, one last turn side. With Cannon Soldier, 2 Cannon Soldiers in the main, because this deck isn't a last turn deck. This deck isn't just an ordinary burn deck. It's a last burn deck. So that's why the question this time is, what is last burn? What is last burn? Last burn is a deck where I basically never activated last turn a single time in the entire tournament. I never activated it once, but it was always a threat. It was always something that people were aware of because, you know, deck lists are shared. So like, you know, after the first tourney, even, I don't even remember if I showed it, but like sometimes, you know, discard off Graceful Charity, you know, you're going through, you know, you're setting it, it's getting feather dustered a lot of the times. It comes up, they see it. They see it, they see the Gravity Binds, they see the Judgments, which, you know, have your life just so you can get below that 1000k threshold where you can just OTK them with Jowgen. Yeah, they see that and they don't rush you down because they're afraid of putting you down too low until they're like certain, because this is me speaking from someone that was terrified of last turn myself and how I would personally play against it. I basically built the deck around how I figured people would be playing around it. So repetitive small chip damage was almost never happening, especially like as I would get closer to it with, you know, flipping up the Judgments and everything. Almost never. They would try to either just like set up a big board and then just burst me down, or they would just like try to set up a big body and try to make that stick. And with Gravity Binds and Cannon Soldiers, sometimes I just feel like, all right, we're just sitting here, we're just gonna be chilling. I'm just gonna be, you know, having my Cannon Soldier, summon my freaking Sinister Serpent, tribute it, burn 500, pass. You can't do nothing without a back row hate card, so you're just gonna pass. Then I'm just gonna add Finish Sinister Serpent back down, set it, tribute it, burn again, just keep on going over and over and over. It was a it was a kind of nasty strategy, especially because like with 3 judgment, yeah, I mean, sometimes they would have the out, but just flip judgment. Nah. And with torrential, like big boards almost never were a problem. Like, can you believe in this format people don't run 3 torrential, 3 judgment in a format with 3 torrential, 3 judgment? Yeah, it's pretty good. Especially because you can just say no to a play. In a top deck war, you're like, hey, you know, well, some of that, that's fun. I think I can deal with that. You know, well, some of that or activate that, that could be a problem. No. It's not happening. So yeah, no, that was the idea. If they were a more aggressive deck, I would definitely if they were a deck that was gonna burst me down and didn't realize that I was on last turn, because as you can tell, the side deck is kind of weird. Like, why am I siding 1 Jowgen, 1 last turn with maining 2 Jowgen, maining 1 last turn? Like, why not just run the full package? Well, I'll admit part of it was just, it was not the most optimal deck. It can definitely get improved, and next time I enter, I'm definitely gonna improve it. But I was just figuring that against more aggressive decks, or decks that like could handle with the like tit for tat, you know, working their way to chipping away at my stuff, and could really play around last turn well, just take it out. If it was a deck that couldn't play around it well, slide an extra 1 in, bring that baby in. That last turn was so good when it was just like a threat. It was something that people were scared of, even though admittedly I didn't face a lot of those types of decks, so that's why it like almost never came up. But you know, also Jinzo outs the outs the Gravity Bind 2, and sometimes, you know, they do out the Gravity Bind, and by then you're like, you know what, I was kind of getting sick of that card anyways. Yes, go ahead. I'll judgment something else. So, I mean, a lot of times, especially, you know, like Legacy Yatagarasu, not Legacy, just regular Yatagarasu, like, yeah, sometimes you just judgment enough of their stuff, clear it up, and you're like, Yata game? Like, I had probably one of the shortest games ever, where I think it was just like a 3-turn game, where like they literally had like almost nothing. They had like a torrential, I don't know, like they summoned something. I was like, do I torrential this? I mean, it was a special summon, so they could have a normal summon, but if they had a normal summon, they probably would normal summon, so let me just torrential that. And sure enough, Yata, after that game, they had nothing in their hand. The 3 cards in hand, nothing of that was going to do anything. So yeah, sometimes Yata just also comes in pretty clutch. And yeah, I mean, I said overall, the format, again, very cool, very awesome. I could innovate in that way, because especially with like life points, especially with how important like Injection Fairy Lily is, always cutting down your life by 2,000. People normally trade their life a lot, and with Fiber Jar constantly like resetting value, constantly like putting you at a state where, you know, everything gets reset except for banishment and life total. That's perfect, because like you can decide with your own Fiber Jar, is this a period where my opponent has lower life and I'd rather burn them, or is this a period where I'm at lower life and I'd rather set up the last turn OTK? That's up for you, and that's why the deck is last burn, baby, at this beautiful sunset with my doggies, my beautiful dojis. Right, Leo? Isn't last burn amazing? Yes, okay. All right, well, I'll see you around. This has been the True Farty King. Peace.